Have you ever wondered, why do the kindest people, the purest hearts, suffer the most in life? Those who never hurt anyone, who always help others. Why is their life full of pain? Is it injustice? Or is there a hidden truth behind it? Today I will tell you a story that may shake your heart and change the way you see life. Forever. Once upon a time, in a small, picturesque village surrounded by rolling green hills and dense forests, there lived a man named Ethan Parker. Ethan was not just any man. He had a heart overflowing with kindness, a mind full of wisdom, and a soul that radiated honesty. Every morning he would wake up at dawn, before the village even stirred, tending his small garden of vegetables and flowers. He fed the stray animals, swept the village paths, and sometimes delivered food to families who could not afford it. The villagers often watched him in confusion. While most people cared about their own comfort and safety, Ethan spent his days helping others, often at the expense of his own well-being. He would teach children how to read under the shade of the old oak tree, guide travelers lost in the forest, and assist the elderly in their daily chores. Yet despite all his goodness, life seemed to treat him harshly. Every act of kindness he performed seemed to be met with hardship. The villagers could not understand him. "Ethan," they would say, "you are good for nothing. You help everyone, yet who helps you? Only you suffer." Ethan never replied. He simply looked up at the sky each night, silently asking for answers that never came. He did not resent the villagers. He only wished that one day they would understand the true meaning of goodness. One sweltering summer afternoon, a disaster struck. A fire ignited in the village, spreading with alarming speed. The flames devoured houses, barns, and crops. Panic swept through the streets. Every villager ran to save their own belongings, shouting and crying. But Ethan, without hesitation, ran toward the homes of those in greatest need. He rescued an elderly couple trapped inside their burning home, carried their most precious belongings, and helped a young mother rescue her frightened children. He even guided a farmer to save his livestock from the advancing flames. By the time Ethan returned home, his own house was nothing but a pile of ashes. The villagers looked on coldly. "See," they said, "this is what goodness brings." "You lost everything for others." Ethan did not cry. He did not complain. He knelt in the ashes and silently prayed for strength to continue helping those around him. A few weeks later, under the cover of darkness, a thief entered the village and stole valuables from almost every home. Despite his exhaustion from the fire, Ethan chased the thief through thick forests, dodging thorns and wild animals. He finally retrieved the stolen possessions, but in doing so, he injured his leg badly, leaving him limping. The villagers mocked him once again. "See? Honesty only brings pain." Ethan remained calm. He knew that patience, courage, and goodness were more powerful than ridicule or suffering. As if the universe were testing him further, a mysterious illness swept through the village. Children fell sick, adults weakened, and many cried in fear. Ethan worked tirelessly, visiting every home, preparing herbal remedies, and comforting families. Despite his efforts, some lives were lost. The villagers scolded him. "Why even try, Ethan? Your goodness brings nothing but sorrow." But Ethan continued to care for the sick. He understood that suffering was not punishment, it was preparation. Every hardship taught him lessons in empathy, resilience, and wisdom that would shape him for an extraordinary purpose. Years later, news arrived that a mighty king, King Robert, had built a palace nearby and sought the most honest, courageous man to serve as his advisor. The villagers spoke in unison. "There is only one man worthy of this honor, Ethan Parker." King Robert summoned Ethan. "I cannot trust you yet," he said. "First, you must pass a test of courage, wisdom, and integrity." Ethan accepted without hesitation and was sent deep into the king's forest, a place known for treacherous paths, wild animals, and sudden storms. As Ethan entered the forest, the sky darkened, and a violent storm erupted. Thunder roared, lightning struck trees that crashed to the ground, and the wind howled like 1,000 angry voices, warning him to turn back. Through the torrential rain, Ethan heard cries of a child. Following the sound, he found a young boy trapped beneath a fallen tree branch. Despite his wounded leg, he lifted the branch and carried the child to safety, shielding him from the storm. When Ethan returned to the village edge, everyone gasped. The child he saved was none other than Prince William, King Robert's only son. King Robert fell to his knees before Ethan. "You must have thought, life gave you nothing but pain," he said. "But listen carefully. God never punishes good people. When your house burned, you learned compassion. When your leg was wounded, you learned patience. Every suffering prepared you for this one moment, to save my son's life. If you had not endured all these trials, you would not have been ready today." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. He whispered, "Good people do not suffer because life is unfair. They suffer because destiny is shaping them. Every pain is preparation. Every wound, a hidden blessing." Ethan became King Robert's most trusted advisor. He continued to help the villagers, teach children, and guide anyone in need.